Welcome Star Wars Force Arena players to this brand new video. So today we're going to take a good old look at good old Director Krennic. We haven't played Krennic for a long time. Since the Clone Wars. No, that's the wrong film. Rogue One. Jen, is that really you? However, moving on to some serious business. So as I was recording today and playing with Krennic, the mission for the guild mission was to kill leaders this week. So I kind of came up with a deck where I think it's this. Is it this one? No, it's not it. That's my new cheese deck. Where are we? Here we go. This is it here. I've been playing all this yesterday, and for 3 days I've been playing this particular Krennic deck, which is sniper, TIE bomber, and the usual stuff in there. And the idea is, I did have a probe droid in there where the First Order TIE fighter is, but I wanted to try something a little bit different, a bit of mix and matching with this particular deck. And I've now taken out the snipers and I've replaced it with the new TIE Defender. It's a good card. It's 1 energy cheaper, and I find in terms of doing huge amounts of AoE, it does really well. The snipers are formidable, don't get me wrong, but they do die really easy. But you can get a lot of value off them if players are stupid enough to leave them on the battlefield for a long time. And players do that, but mostly if someone's playing their Cassian or Ben and they've got snipers, they'll just be left there because people just do that in the middle lane, and that just aggravates the hell out of me. Because they'll just dominate then. Everything you drop down will get killed. So I had that in mind. And also with a lot of Rays running around, and also Luke's too. I wanted to take out that threat where they could convert them. And I've thrown this in there. And as you've seen a couple of games now coming up, done really well. Got a lot of kills. And now, because we've completed our guild mission for leader kills, if we're looking for the next stage of getting a lot of kills for the guild mission, this could be the deck for you, because we've been getting a ton of kills. But let's look at it in detail. So obviously, let's talk about TIE Defender in there for maximum value. I talked about this in one of my tip videos. You really want to make sure that you get a lot of units in that radius, and you just decimate them with this 5 energy cost. So 5 energy, you could wipe out 10, 15 energy easy on organic units. Even tech units, but obviously the lower ones, super battle droids won't count. Droidica will probably die to this as well. TIE bomber as well, to focus on turrets, and again another clear up your sleeve. But your main push is going to come from your First Order TIE fighter and your jump troopers, surprise, because they are a game changer. Let's face it, they've changed the way the Empire operate now. Before the Rebels would have the drop pod, but now the Empire have got these. It brings it almost back into balance. Now you can play cheese and go down the middle lane if you want to. I do that predominantly most of the time because obviously against Poe and those kind of players. So you just have to expect that is what they're going to do to you. So you have to make sure, even if you don't need the turret just yet, you take it down to at least, you know, a quarter health, or you destroy it totally before you're focusing on the mission perhaps, and then going for the win at the end of the game. And obviously you've got the staple in there. I believe it's one of the best cards in the game, Imperial Sentry Droid. It's so strong. It absorbs so much damage. Got to have him in there, I believe. Now with Krennic as well, although it's 1 versus 1, the passive ability still works. So your energy recharge rate will increase by 10%. Says it nicely there. And obviously, again, you've got a card there to melt down leaders and anything else in the game that might come at you. Great for taking out Banthas, a little bit of dewbacks, especially if you're quite weak, and obviously leaders and things like this. So you will generate energy a little bit faster than anybody else on the battlefield, which gives you a slight advantage, and at 3.3 energy cost, it's quite a bargain. So let's jump into our first match. So straight off the bat, we've got double cheese, we've got Poe, we've got Rey, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to get the snipers out of my deck, as you'll see in this particular game. So I pinged the map to say, Dooku, this way, please Dooku. You've got your abilities, you've got your bits there. These are the decks we're all running, and Rey is running maximum cheese deck, and so is Poe. He goes in an early gunship attack, pushing the middle lane now. So watch my car, watch what I do now. I've got 9 energy, I'm now going to go for an attack, dropping the first order TIE fighter, in go my jump troopers, and I start attacking the turret because obviously he's helpless. And then I support that with a TIE bomber. I really wanted to hold off for that, something like those warriors, but it is a good early attack for us there, taking the turret down to half already. And now I'm just going to focus on killing that. Not too fussed about what's coming down at me. These will die to the gas grenade. There they go. See you later, boys. But Rey's sneaky. You know what she's going to do. She's got that up her sleeve. Another power attack. But a good thing for us in this game is the fact that they're not talking to each other, not communicating. There's no teamwork. So we have an advantage. So Dooku's going for it now. Poe's uses special. Again, when you're playing 2v2, what is your opponent done? What have they used? Make sure you follow track that. And again, first order TIE. In goes my jump troopers again. Taking the turret down to almost gone. Rey has now deployed maximum cheese. Now this is where it gets a bit tricky for us because they have a huge push coming down this middle. And you have to again wait for the time when to strike. Now they're dropping everything down there. Not too concerned. Now in goes my attack. But even the TIE Defender isn't enough to kill off a resistance tech guy, which I couldn't believe. So Dooku's dropped down his special. Now, the problem we've got now is I pinged the map again because he's obviously disabled it with BB-8, which really aggravated me. So there's nothing to support it. I've got no energy to support it, so it's a huge waste. So they are pushing the middle hard. It's a case now of not panicking and not wasting your cards or throwing cards down like he's just done there, just to get killed. BB-8 might convert them, it's wasted 2 energy, and you could regenerate quicker. But again, in goes that TIE. In goes the airstrike, and again everything's completely dead. Right now they're on the front foot. Rey does die to my battle droids that I placed higher up the map to stop her. I'm throwing everything now at this turret. Dooku's backing me up too with his airstrikes. It's going to be a GG. We're now in double energy, 33 seconds left to go. Poor old Poe's on his knees. In goes a final attack from me, and it's going to be a good game. And there you go, look at that. Poe Cheese defeated. And just to show off the other deck, so you guys got some variety, because you might not have all the cards. Playing against Cassian, and this is what I'm talking about, the middle snipers as well. It really is a dangerous play to build up snipers in that middle lane. And these are the decks we're all running. Standardish deck for Thrawn, apart from the usual heavy gunners in there. But as you can see there, Cassian's running everything to do with cheese. Snipers and stuff. So good push coming down the side here. Now I've got the first order TIE thing, so the same principle applies. First order TIE fighter. Drop troopers are in there now. There we go. But this is where I was testing it out. So I wanted to do the jump troopers first, then the TIE fighter. But I've worked it out, doing the other way around is a little bit better. It buys a bit more time. So a huge push coming now. The AT-RTs do split. You don't want to bunch up too much because of obviously an airstrike. Try and bring the AT-RT towards me. I'll get the health pack instead. And then just finish what's going on here. So middle lane again. In goes the TIE bomber. Not too fussed about everything else. I don't need leader kills today, so otherwise I'll predominantly focus on leader kills. In goes the first order TIE fighter. As you can see, it doesn't really work that way around. The best method is to do it with the first order TIE fighter and then your jump troopers. Baze is not happy, he's coming after me. Just do a bit of runner. Dropping some battle droids. They'll drop like a stone. Try and focus Baze and get a cheap kill. And I do. And then onto Chirrut and run away again. We are going to die. It's backed up by some snipers here. Position myself in the corner just to kill that pod drop. But as you can see now, we're right onto the shield. And it's GG. Thrawn pushed the right lane. And that was a good game. And you could argue it's cheesy. Well, it is cheesy, there's no denying it. It's absolute cheese. But Netmarble have let the game turn into this. So, unfortunately, in 2v2, this is something you just have to expect now. Because they're not going to change it. They've deliberately made it worse. Bear that in mind when you're playing 2v2. I made loads of videos and sent to Netmarble saying, look at this middle lane push. Look at the cheese. It's ridiculous. Do something about it. And obviously they did nothing, and then they're giving the Empire a chance to do exactly the same thing. So why wouldn't you do it? The only time I don't really recommend it is when you want turrets for the win, for the guild mission. Otherwise it makes it a little bit longer, because then you get 2 shield generator, and then you get the middle turret. That's it. But there you go. That is the deck. Feel free to swap out the TIE Defender if you wish for something else. You could drop in there the Death Troopers, but they really are pointless now with all the airstrikes running around. You could use this perhaps as a good. If you're not too confident in attacking just yet, you could use the droid there to use some defensive abilities, or even the probe droid as I used before. It's a good deck, very strong deck from Director Krennic. And thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next Star Wars Force Arena video. May the Force be with you.